Welcome to the Fantasy Take TV podcast. Today we'll discuss all things round 11, heading into round 12. So the buys are here. A lot to talk about today. So a bit of news, more injuries. What's new? Unfortunately, this year, a few problem premiums. A few have had some role changes, which will be important to discuss. A few mid-price plays, 280k mids. Key forward here. The rat is back. Do we even think about going there? Some rookies as well. We've got just 3 rookies here. Plus, we've got the mid-season draft coming up, and then some post-buy targets because you can bring in a premium this week, but ideally you go for one next week. Big week for you, Anno. I know you've been very happy with your week. How'd you go this week?
I'm just a yo-yo at this point. Like 2 weeks ago, I was, top 200 round rank, shot into 5K. Very next week, last week, 60K round rank, back out to and then this week, I think it was like 3K round rank, get, a few of those ranks back. It's just going nowhere. This year, George, like what's the story of this year? I've got 2 options for you. It's either every single rookie we bring in on the bubble week has had the worst score, either by getting injured or just flat out their worst score. Like I saw a tweet from Freako, and there's literally like 15 rookies or 10 to 12 rookies or something that they're clearly like worst score of their first 3 games is in the third game. And it's all like, obviously Cooper was the worst. Bad luck for that. Like,
Yeah.
How stiff is that? Like, I feel like the kid should know that he's like the most traded in rookie this week, and he just like take the week off or something, or call in sick, or because like it's an absolute curse. Is that the biggest curse, or is it Tim Michelle every primo he brings in?
He turned Whitford into a forward this week. You couldn't write the script.
At this point, honestly, Timmy is proud of, like, he should be proud of that. Like what control he has over the game. But that's like the story of the year, mostly, not Tim, obviously. Bad luck to him and anyone who brings in those premiums. But those rookies, like every cash maker, especially lately, like the last, month or so, just been brutal. So, Boxall, Huss, Wade, Al Hawley now, even though he's in the VFLs, got injured. Like, it's getting crazy. So, it's just one of those years. Max Hall early and Sandy Brock, they're the 2 that actually have their like good games in the game, and you're the one you've had both, haven't you? So, Sandy Brock might be that.
It's going to make it's the difference between me getting Bont, but I needed Cooper to get gone. That's gone. That's long gone now. So it just depends, like where people are at. So I think like this year I was very careful with rookies. Premiums, not so much. Rookies, I was very careful. I've learned from the past trading him early. So I'm hanging on to Levi. I've milked a bit more out of Flynn. Still got Lindsay. Only just got rid of Bice at his top price last week. So I've been very careful with rooks, and it's going to pay off a little bit. We're not going to get the optimal team, but we're going to get probably better than a lot of others at this rate. So
Did you have Pryor? Because he's the one I've annoyed. Like I traded him out 2 or 3 weeks ago.
I think 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, 290 I cashed him in for.
Yeah, he might hit like 390 at this rate. So
that would have been nice extra 100k.
Is what it is. But as I said, I actually had a decent week, 2,400 or 24-23. Like just a week where my random pods just went off. Like Thursday night, Eddie Richards and Max Holmes both going big. Started the week off well. It actually kind of went
captain.
Yeah, and then Martin Friday night VC, like just storming a teacup there. Got pretty lucky. Then it actually kind of went pretty average for the middle part of the round. But then that last game, Nas and Sinclair got both of them. So they, Nas repaid me for bloody last week, bringing him in.
I think a big one's around the corner for Nas. He keeps like
I feel like he just can't do it.
It's just these 120, 130 is almost his ceiling. But I think one day there's going to be no clangers and it's just going to click. I think it'll happen soon.
I don't even think he had that many in the end, did he? He just eats a lot of like outside ball, and I don't know. Like, that was his career high game for disposals. I'm pretty sure they said like 35 or whatever it was. I'm not sure. I bet you're probably right. One day he'll kick. I mean, he kicked 3 in a game, didn't he, earlier this year? But I think
Yeah.
they lost, but yeah, who knows? So MVP probably is Eddie Richards. I'd say 140. Like, it was, especially through a tag. Like, I'm like, he's going to get Mullen, isn't he? And just like, he got him for probably, I'd say, I don't know, at least half the game. But what they do, like, start of every quarter, Mullen would be on the bench, so we'd get a nice little 3-4 minutes until Mullen came on the ground, and then sat on him for a bit. But yeah, that was good by Eddie. It probably should be Nick Martin, I guess, 160 VC, but either one of those two. And then Fault, Tom Green, maybe bringing him for 95, bit stiff, like maybe, but
Could be worse.
maybe TDK actually holding him and then getting an 80 when he comes back. So he not really going to trade him now. I think he's got good matchups after the bye. So we'll just hope he can, I don't know, get within 20 points of goal over that period.
Oh my God. He's 63% owned. Like, how do you make up ground like this?
No, you can't really.
Yeah.
Oh, like, did you take Cherry VC and then go on those 150 anyway? Like,
yeah, I've had just C's been on Cherry, just trying to compete with Gorn the past few weeks. I haven't really looked elsewhere. Maybe I should start just in case, but yeah.
Oh, and I guess I should mention I traded McRae over Horn Francis. So I was going to always trade one of them. I was thinking about both of them, but then I traded Levi and held the Primo. I held one of them, which I think is smarter in the long run. But yeah, I don't know. Between that decision, I just went for hold Horn Francis. I don't know. Off the hammy, it might be a bit risky though, but we'll see. How'd you go?
Not too bad. No, sorry, horrific. 2225. So that sent me down from 1.3 to 2.3k. Trades were Hewitt and Cleary to Cooper and Rowan. So they combined for about 27 on average. So they combined 55, which was Rowan's score. That's as bad as it gets in terms of trade-ins. I think anyone that didn't go... I'm surprised 15% of people in the top 1% didn't bring in Cooper, which shocked me. But regardless, I thought, had to get him. That was must-have. He'll be a good rookie for us next year, I think. But hopefully his recovery goes well. Yeah, Rowan, I don't want to talk about it. I knew the timing was wrong. But yeah, I needed a ruckman because I traded TDK. Probably should have held. But anyway... MVP, I'm going to give it to 3 players. Brock, Levi, and Lindsay. Because if it wasn't for these guys, and Zach Reed as well, we would have gone bigger. Like, these guys kept my score afloat pretty much this week. Actually, Brock was on my bench, but still. Just the rookies get the MVP. Fault of the week, well, the entire midfield, none of them went over 110 except for Dawson. I'm going to give it to Harry Sheasel. I'm a bit worried the role. But I did watch some tape and we'll talk about him soon. But yeah, I think he's been... Kane Corns is in his head and Clarko's head potentially. Because I think they want him with the ball a bit more. But he's been slightly off all year anyway. So, yep, he gets my fault of the week. But I think I'm going to hold reluctantly, but we'll see. Get stuck into some of the latest news. So injury. We're doing this Tuesday night, so we do have the injury list, so we can go through a bit of stuff. Cooper, Simpson, 10 weeks, probably the season. So unless we're out of trades in round 22 and round 23, maybe he can save us for the 60. Hall Francis is 3 weeks. I think he was 4 last week, or 3 to 4, one of the two. So it looks like he will miss 2 weeks after his bye. Going to hurt a little bit. I suppose those buys are probably not that difficult. I think this is the buy people might struggle with, if at all, because of how many popular starting picks there were with this buy. Zach Reed out 4 to 6, been a brilliant rookie for us and almost a premium the way he's been going. Was on for another 130 score. All these hammy as well, 4 to 6. Sean Darcy's a test. Was listening to Ryan Daniels today saying they're in a bit of a weird spot where I think they're playing, it might be Wits this week. So against they're trying to figure out what they want to do with the ruck situation, because obviously like LJ's in unbelievable form at the moment, but against like these bigger rucks, do they play a Darcy? And yeah, Ryan Daniels flagged that they could look at him for this week. He's knows everything Freo. Layla's out 4 to 6, so been a reasonable rookie for those that had him, but he's gone. Dougal Howard's out for 4 to 5, and you might be thinking, why is Dougal Howard on this list? Well, there's a rookie that's taken his spot. We'll talk about Keeler later on, and he played really, really well. Callum Mills is out for 1 week, so he is suspended. And Trelaw's a test. Does that impact any of the Dogs' mids? I wouldn't have a clue.
I don't think so.
Yeah. Might be like
change their midfield, really.
I mean, it's a main 3 at the moment.
And then Kennedy.
Okay.
He's in too good a form. I don't think.
What do they do with Trelaw?
Just half forward.
You reckon? Yeah. They did flag, I think, start of the year that, it would be the likes of like Sanders and Richards taking a step up. Not so much
and
Sanders.
If they weren't going, Sanders hasn't got, but yeah. With how well Eddie's going, you can't take him out.
Yeah, so I wouldn't be too worried. Maybe a little bit comes out of Bont. They play him forward because they have no Sam Darcy. But Sam Darcy, I got confused. 1 to 4.
Huh.
So it went from that's good news for the Dogs. That's about it from the news. Nothing else, I don't think.
No,
move on.
Yep.
All right, before we get into problem premiums, if they are premiums, have you mapped out the rest of the year for like the targets you want and where you're going to get to and how many trades? And do you think you're going to finish your team this year?
It'll be close. Missing Cooper going down really hurts. That like not getting that money. I've still got Archer Reed's 100K to cash in. Moraes actually coming back and scoring a couple of 60s is going to give me something. So I got to hold him because I'll take 50K more at this point. His break even's back to like 8 or something. So got to hold him.
They're going to play him rest of the year for sure.
Yeah. I think I can. It's just like I'm probably going to have to. I don't know. Like we'll talk about him in a bit, but like probably hold Marich as my F6. Provided he doesn't, you don't think he's losing his role.
How many trades do you have left?
I got 15 before, this, heading into this week.
Yep.
15 left. And let's put everyone on, got Reed, D6, Lindsay, M8, and then Moraes at flex. So 3 spots. Reed's not the hardest to get up, obviously, which is what I'll be doing this week. Lindsay will keep holding, and then so I'll just have my last 2 spots.
Yeah.
Obviously the 22nd, and then the flex. I'll probably just have to see where I get with that flex later on, whether I get enough money to get it to someone decent or go for some random play.
Yeah.
So I think I'll get 22. It's just how good my 23rd will be is probably the question. So that's where you can really like make up ground or have a much better team on the run home is if you've got that, good 23rd. I reckon it's going to be the difference. My team value is not that good, George. Like, didn't get Pal Pepper. I know you're the same, but you had like Max Hall and that stuff to sort of maybe make up for it a bit. Didn't trade Bice in the first week, so just lost. I don't know. What did he make his first week? 80K or something.
Yeah, it's 80K down.
Like, counts. Like too much of that. Yeah. So yeah, we'll see.
Never had a year like this. I'm just like looking at my team, but I think I'll be not too bad. I think early cash gen was good for me. Few issues. Like I can finish a team with 7 trades left, but no Gorn, no Sinclair, no money. So I'm thinking like maybe do I just sideways someone to Sinclair this week? I'm not sure. That's another story, but at the moment, I think I can get to 22 premiums, including keeping Roberts. but Philippou will be my flex, and it's just whether he comes good or not. I don't really want to harp on about Philippou because there's only, I think, 4% of teams. I think he'll come good. There's a bit of an issue with the role, though, which I'm not sure it does correct because McRae's coming back. So I think that's the play for me. That's what I've got. I have to hope that he starts doing 85, 90 plus in the flex. And then it's very much maybe late. Like people, if you have trades left, young Clark for the Bombers looks really good. I dare say, poor guy is going to get cursed if we all bring him in, which we will. But he looks good. I'm not expecting massive things, but looks like he's got that wing role that El Hawley had and Jones had. So it looks like that spot's his. Maybe he can make money. There's a few mid-price plays that we can talk about. So I think finishing a team will be fine for me. It's just no Gawn and a few other like no Neil, maybe Sinclair. We'll see, but yeah, some bad antipods, but we'll see. It'll be interesting. Like I think the buys. I'm not sure there'll be much movement in terms of rankings, just because there's still best 18s. So many scores drop off. And yeah, they're spread out so much this year, but I think post-buy will be a lot of movement in the ranks, I think. So I think for me, it's just, waiting that extra week for Butters when Bedford comes in and potentially tags him, maybe like let him drop a little bit more if he doesn't go crazy that week. So it's very much looking after what the late game team looks like for me. But we'll see. See how we go.
Yep. Yeah, I'll probably, like you said, I mean, I've got 7 defenders, so I was planning on trading Roberts, but it's like at this point, can I afford to use 60, 70K to do it? I'm not sure. If you didn't have someone like I think Nas will work out pretty well for people if they don't have him. Maybe you hold off. I think his break even's 118. He has the bye, is it next week, round 13, and then Roberts has his round 14, so you could sort of go Roberts to Nas for
50K,
yeah, at best. Like hopefully it's not that much, and then it'll feel all right. But yeah, I can't. If I got to spend 100K to upgrade Roberts to it, because mine will have to be to a mid.
Yeah,
I don't know.
LDU.
Maybe I just keep 7 defend. I mean, Rao's there, but I know that's going to make your hairs crawl on the back of your neck. But he's like 480K. Walsh is 490 after his bye next week. But hey, we'll see.
Yeah, there's options there. Cordwell for 420.
Yeah.
Nah, maybe. I like Cordwell, but yeah, injury prone. Anyway, move on to, we spoke a bit about Roberts there, but we got a few problem premiums, and the 3 I've got here. Sheezel's been playing forward for 2 weeks. Marriage. This is interesting. I'm seeing a lot of people holding this. I'm an instant trade on this one, but yeah, I know you spoke a little bit about it before, but we'll touch on that. Whitford's playing half forward mid, and yeah, I guess we spoke on Roberts. Do you think Roberts is just like a 90 guy from here on out? 90, 95 maybe?
So his 5 rounds is 90, okay. So I see why people are maybe a little worried. His season average is still 95. I know he hasn't tonned in, 4 weeks. Since we sort of held him, he had a couple good games. He does get both our teams the next 2 weeks, and I think you've said all year your team's it's easy to score on, and Richmond's Richmond. So I just think no matter what, hold him to the bye and then see where you're at, your team's at. Do you have, as I said, 50K or whatever to upgrade to a Nas or a Holmes if he's still around? I know he's going upwards now, but whatever. That's my thing with Roberts. He can't be your trade out this week. You got surely other things to worry about. So let him have a couple more and then see where you're at.
Luxury, maybe.
And there'll be players to trade to off their bye, when he has his. So
yeah,
he's definitely a wait and see. The others are bigger questions, I think, for sure.
So Harry Sheezel, I'll speak on this now. I went and watched I did watch this game, and I think third quarter pretty much barely touched the ball. I think from the 8-minute mark onwards, didn't touch it when Collingwood went on that surge. So the game was sort of close and getting away from him. So it was sort of that, like when the game was won, that's when he didn't score, and he had a bad ratio too. I think he's like a -20, -15 ratio. The role is he's around the ball a lot. Like he was attending defender D50 stoppages, so it was like he's still pushing up into the bowl, starting forward a lot. No real CBAs. I can't see him getting 2 CBAs a week. So for me, like watching this, it was just a half forward midfield role, similar to Whitfield. That's what I saw. He did quite well in this role last year. He's not quite scoring like that in this role as he was last year in terms of what his output is this year. I think he's high 80s to 95 in this role this year because he's averaging 100 currently, and those scores are spikes by he's had a few spike scores at halfback. So similar output to maybe Roberts for this season with potential upside if they do want to throw him back. Does feel like they've kind of moved away from that now, but you never know. I'm going to hold and hope, but he's not going to be top 6 in this role. So I think if you can trade, I wouldn't begrudge you for doing that. I'm going to hold the faith and hope that a rest will do him a bit of good, and hopefully he can do 95 plus for the season. Maybe we need more CBAs. I think that's the outcome that we need, most realistic outcome, because I think they may have given up down back, but yeah, I wouldn't begrudge for trading. What are you thinking with Harry?
I think he's just out of form. I don't think we needed too much more of an explanation. Like, I know the CBAs are obviously not as high as you'd like. Like Luke Parker's getting them, and
Simpkin.
Yeah, like he did really well back half of last year with a mid forward role, like average like 115 or something on the run home. So I just think he's out of form. There's probably more guys running through, like getting their hands on the pill than maybe there was last year. Like it was a lot relying on him more last year. He's just out of form. For me, I've got to trade. Like I've almost got to trade because I am being punished this week for holding all those. Haven't traded never traded Rosie. Still got Horn Francis. Still got Chera. Still got TDK. So I've got all
Cherry,
these buy players. Cherry, yeah. So, and then I brought in Eddie Richards. So that's you can blame me for that one, doing that 3 weeks ago. But
to be fair, I didn't think we'd have like 0 rookies.
Of course. Point. So not having Simpson and Boxall, Huswade, El Hooley, any of them playing, that hurts. Like Boxall's going to be probably my 18th this week, and he'll probably be sub again. So, he'll add a 30 to my score. So for me, I've got to trade, and like I said before, I've got already 7 defenders, so I'll have 6 now, but 6 with Roberts, and then I'll decide on Roberts later. Yeah, it's weird because if he goes back to half back, I mean, man, I want to trade him back in, but it's just like I can't keep doing this. I don't think, and he definitely can get back into form in the mid forward role. Just North have got to be better. I don't know as a whole.
Yeah, a bit like Roberts. I think it's luxury stuff, and then if you're in a bad spot for this buy, it's probably the only scenario where I'd look to move on.
Yeah, I wouldn't be trading. Like, I'd still want him over Roberts, I'd think, on the run home. Okay. But he has the bye this week, and I'm very much struggling for players. So
I'm holding, but yeah, as we said, not going to be top 6 in this role.
No.
Now, Ryan Marich, for me, instant trade. What happened was halfway through basically he had 8 clangers in the first half, something like that. It was extremely windy as well. Like Phil Thorpe I think he probably could have kicked 6 or 7, and I think it was extremely inaccurate. I saw halfway through the third, he lines up on the wing, pushing up forward. He's not going to score anything in that role. So for me, it's like, okay, Sheezer with a bad role can still do something like 85, 90, maybe 95, and last year did even more than that. Whereas Marich with if he plays wing, the pick is like it's 150 break even in an extremely bad spot. So I'm not running that risk. I think he would still play down back, but
I was going to say, do you actually think he'll play a wing, or is it just
I'm not sure.
That's getting belted and
didn't need to jump. I mean, you think he probably
didn't get 2 injuries. Like Cole got injured, and then Waterman. Now he's done for the year.
Well, I think Archery comes in straight for Waterman.
Yeah.
They got Oscar Allen forward as well. I mean, who can take the spot?
Like, I think he's either dropped. Like, they either just drop him, or if he's playing what he's played for 9 weeks.
I think well, they gave he also lost kick-ins to Duggan. Just going to check.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't watch. I'll be honest, turned it off at halftime or third quarter. But a lot of times when obviously he was like the only player. I don't have Dawson, so yeah, he's like the only one I was watching really first half anyway, and it was awful. Like 4 or 5 clanger kicks and 2 or 3 frees against was these 8 clangers, and it was just getting ridiculous.
Well, he's actually still. So
he was off the ground for like a lot of I think at least 4 of Duggan's kick in. So
okay, he still had 5 kick-ins. Duggan had 7.
Yeah, so I wouldn't worry about that. It's more, I think honestly the decision he'll either be dropped and it'll be made for us, or if he's playing, he's going to play in that. You'd be useless anywhere else, and really. If you think he's a bad defender, sure, I don't think he'd be much better of a wingman. And was he? Look again. I probably have to watch again. Like I didn't watch the second half much after he was doing terrible and the other game has started. But was he like around the ball, or was he just?
No, it was wing,
sitting wide out in the wing.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be too worried about that. Chera played defense for a quarter, and now he's averaging 130 over 3. Like it was just an in-game thing. Wait for team sheets. Honestly, I think he'll either be dropped, or if he's not, I'll probably just hold him.
Yeah, okay.
It's going to be one of those ones because he has 150 odd break even, so it's a very much like there's a very. If you didn't like him, you want to get you're happy with what he's done. That's just the I'm trading his ass straight away type of thing when you see that break even. But what 6 forwards would you even want from here? Like, don't count the 2 injured guys right now because a lot of us has traded them, or like I think it's probably Jackson's the questionable one. But
well, you got Warner, Rankin, Petrarca, Smith, Martin, Horne-Francis, McRae.
Yeah, so
Jackson.
I've got those 5 that are playing because McRae and Horne-Francis I'll just leave to the side for now. And then Marriage, I don't know. Jackson obviously would love to have, but at the same time, if Shrek comes back in, will you want to have him? Probably not. Yeah. I don't know. Look, I can't do it anyway, really, unless I want to have 16 players or something this week. Can't be trading a guy if he's playing. If he's not playing, then I'll trade him.
Yeah.
Anyway, but I don't know.
It's a bit of guesswork. So
he averaged I think it was just 99 for 9 weeks or something, 97 or 98 for 9 weeks.
Yeah.
I know it's scary because if something happens, it could be 400k before you know it, and then what are you doing? It's bad timing. It's an interesting one because it's real. It's honestly maybe the worst timing ever. Because it's like, you want to hold him through the buys and then make a decision. And now it's like, shit.
If the break even was 80, I'd be very much holding. It's 154. That's the problem.
Yeah.
I don't want to run the risk, but yeah, it's a hard one. I guess make your own assessment. I'm jumping ship, but maybe I'm just jumping at shadows. Who knows?
See the teams. I want to see the teams.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens.
So Lockie Whitfield. So I think this is a simple one. If you don't have him, wait. If you have him, hold.
Yeah.
He played half forward in midfield.
Yeah, 0% defense. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, I guess the question is, does this role stick? We got he did get coaches' votes, and they are missing a few mids. So, yeah. I don't know what happens when the mids return, like Kelly and stuff. I think they're still a few weeks away. Callahan's 3 to 5. If you looked at the GWS heat maps, there was too much ball down back, I think, and that might have contributed. Too many touches in the defensive 50. It might have contributed to why they were losing. So for me, yeah, if you have him, hold. If you don't, wait. He's not in my plans in this role to get him, but if he's cheap enough, he can probably still do like 95 plus in this role. I mean, I really have no idea what he's going to score here. A few years ago, he played half forward and averaged like 110, I think. So, But this role is sort of more around the ball. So it's an interesting one. But yeah, just sort of a watch. Any comments on Whitfield?
It's tough because for me it'd be Roberts to him, but it doesn't work because you'll be going from one guy who's had his bye to another one that's like going to have a bye in round 16. So yeah, and it also sucks because he has Richmond this week. So do you go in not knowing if you'll go to back to half back because you'll probably still score well this week playing in that role, in the mid forward role.
Well, I don't think you can pay. What is he? 570, 560?
Is he still that much? I thought he'd come down a bit.
It's 565. So
yeah, you're not getting him in this week. So it's just wait.
I can't pay that for half forward this year.
I probably won't end up with him, to be honest, now because are you getting him post his bye like round 17? Like, I don't think so.
Yeah, it's a hard one.
Unless someone gets injured.
I'm just gonna let it play out. See get a sample of what it looks like in this role, and I think the role will stick. We'll see.
Yep. Any others?
Not really. I don't think.
They're the main ones. Anyone with some high break evens that are highly owned?
I think Andy's had a few bad ones. Yeah, 176 break even. Could you sell an Andy? I mean, I would have sold one last week, so that would have gone really well. But to be fair, I'd probably back it in over the next few weeks and see what happens. But
yeah,
could you sell an Andy for 620 with a 176 break even? Would you do that or nah?
You probably won't. Yeah, probably too late.
Yep.
He's fine. Yeah, don't trade him. If he was like 660 or something, which he was, you might consider it, but
yep.
Nah, leave him.
All right, so mid-price plays. I've got 5 names here. Kane McAuliffe, Angus Sheldrick, Sam Berry, 3 inside mids, all 280k.
All of them.
Shannon Neal, negative 33 break even with West Coast this week, and Rory Atkins, who I'm told was best on for Port. I can't remember if I watched that game, but I don't think I did. But we know Atkins can score down back. It's just
best on for Port, really. I was watching that game. It wasn't best on Port. I mean, yeah, okay.
Maybe not then.
I don't know. Look, he's not. You're not looking at Rory Atkins. Just let's be real, please.
Are we?
No, please.
Well, he's got a buy, so it's one for next week to think about. I think he's going to make coin. The job security is probably a bit too high, isn't it?
Yeah, it's got to be awful. I know Port are going bad, but I'm sorry. There's got to be there's guys out, right, that will just come in.
I'm going to pull the injury list up.
Sin, if he's back, you're giving games to Sin. How bad they're going over Rory Atkins. It's probably Farrell who's 3 to 4 still, and Lockie Jones is ages away. So it's probably Sin. Either way, I'd rather Hardiman or something. Isn't he the same price as well?
Oh yeah, he went like 130 or something.
Yeah, 120 or something like that. Looked pretty good, to be honest. And I reckon his job security be way better.
Oh yeah, he did perfect. I think Hardiman's I think this 120 is an outlier. If you look at
yeah. So is Rory Atkins 100. How many tons has Rory Atkins got in his career?
He's 230k.
Yeah, a bit cheaper.
You know what? I'm not. 233k. I'm not going to do it because it just doesn't work. I'm probably going to pay for Bont next week, which will be interesting if that.
You have to have heaps of trades and whatever to be able to get these guys in and then flip them at the end to even consider this. Like, who's the best of the lot? Is it probably Sheldrick if he keeps this role in the midfield?
I think he does because Mills came in. Mills sort of played a bit
low
down
tog
back
as well. Low tog as well.
Yeah, and Sheldrick helps. I think Sheldrick keeps playing.
Heaney went to 50%, I think, as well from 70.
Yeah,
Chad was the highest. He stayed the highest. And had a bad one.
Well, their season's just about over, so I think they just play Sheldrick. I mean, they'd still be trying to make the 8, but it's at the point where
Kane will keep playing as well, but he's a young kid. He hasn't played much.
If Prestia comes back, does he take Kane's spot?
If that happened,
I think he's off the injury
asking,
list.
You have to be asking questions. Yeah, he won't play one straight away. Didn't he play VFL last week?
He did. Prestia and Tyler Young made successful returns in the VFL.
Look, much love, Meatball, but you can't be taking kids' spots in the midfield.
Surely.
We already got Hopper and Torano, right?
Yeah.
Maybe he's sub or something. I don't know. I wouldn't go Kane anyway. He's a 20-year-old kid. He's played well for 3 weeks. Don't get me wrong, but he's played the 3 other worst teams in the comp, really, hasn't he? No disrespect to Essendon, but the way they're going at the moment in the injury list, like they'll be down there. So play West Coast, North, and Essendon.
I like him though. I think maybe a bit too expensive.
He has a crack, but yeah, 280k. I don't think so.
Would you go a more mature guy like a Sheldrick or a Berry?
I think Sheldrick. Well, Berry, I'm happy to hear what you think's going on. I mean, you didn't even want him in the team,
Mate,
and then he scores 130. You're like, Sam Berry, far out. I'm like, and I just see him top of the list, dominating.
I was the train driver of that last year, and then about 6 weeks in, I jumped off the train and let the train
jumped into
crash.
the other train. Yeah, you bombed the train.
I was out.
You flip-flopped big time.
Well, I had high hopes for him, and then I just saw no outside game. Just decision making was very slow. Got caught on the ball and a lot of stuff like that. So I kind of still remember he was 4th year. It's hard because all we've seen is a game against the Eagles.
West Coast, yeah.
Like Tim Kelly's not even in that midfield at the moment. It's just kids, Hewitt and Reed and Gross played forward pocket. But yeah, I've just landed on the better website somehow. I don't know how that's happened, but
it does that to me too.
Randomly. I don't know what happened there, but anyway, so Crouch is listed as 3 to 5 weeks, and the injury video they did this week, Darren Burgess, our fitness guy, said that he'll resume to training within the next 2 to 3. I can't see Crouch playing before his bye. He's had this injury for 10 weeks. I think Berry will start until his bye. So you get 3 weeks of him. I'm so in fantasy, which I'm cooked in that format because I've got every bad rookie in that. He's 450k. He's straight away. I think he can make 100k over the next 3 weeks because with CBAs he can score. Break even 7, but if he goes, I don't have it in front of me, but
I mean it'll be negative next week. Yeah.
You need 90s from him. I think he can do that. I mean, I'm not doing it in this format. He's too expensive at the moment, but I think you can get 100k over 3 weeks from him. But you need him to perform. You need 90s from him, which I think he can do. Sheldrick. Well, I think Sheldrick stays in the team like post bye as well. Whereas as soon as Crouch is back, I think Berry's gone unless Crouch can't get back to his best. This is if you had to order them, how would you? Also, Shannon Neal. Are we just discounting Shannon Neal?
Oh, if that floats your boat, mate, you want to bring in a key forward. Him and Jez have been dominating, and they're playing the Eagles. Go for your life.
Yeah,
I'm not going to endorse it as an amazing pick, but those picks have worked before. Yeah, Shelley is very annoying because the timing of Mills just about to be due back when he gets a full game 2 weeks ago against Carlton. Then Mills is back, and then he's still in there. Others get sacrificed a bit. Heaney down. Let's have a look. Down to 60% from 80. Almost 90. James Jordan out of the midfield. Go. Tag Bowie. Sheldrick. He's still only 40%, I guess. So he lost a little bit too, but. Mills wasn't that much at all. 5 total CBAs, 14%. So I don't know. At this point, I think unlucky. Ship sailed. I'm not getting Sheldrick in for 240 for the buy period. I think it's just
280.
he's 237, isn't he? Yeah.
280 now.
Sheldrick?
Oh, he's 230. Sorry.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, okay. I'd go Sheldrick at that price then, out of those three.
He'd be the one I'd go. Yeah, but I
Yeah.
don't think I'll go any. Probably spent too long on these blokes, but go
Yeah.
for your life. If you got trades, then and you got money to finish a team, then hell yeah. Swing for the
Yep.
fences. Extra player over the buy or whatever.
Yep. I'd go Sheldrick, Berry, McAuliffe. Now, just on Chanel, I just realised he's got Essendon as well before his buy. West Coast, Sydney, Essendon.
What's he? Same. Oh, he's 290. Oh, far out. What's you going to go marriage to Shannon Knoll, mate? Are you? What about me?
I think I'll let that one go through the keeper. I think, but if you're going there, enjoy.
Oh, if you're already interested, then yeah. Then there's Essendon as well, who will probably be playing a mid-season trial pick at fullback. In a couple of weeks, unfortunately.
Yep. Move on to some rookies. So Clark, I think we'll just all bring him in. Would you go early on Clark from Essendon? Played wing, kicked 3 goals.
Not early. I can't afford another guy to injure or something.
Yeah, I mean, I'm probably expecting like 55 average from him, to be honest. Maybe 60.
Yeah.
VFL numbers aren't super high, so regardless, he's going to play for the rest of the year.
He took 2 contested marks, like from the far fat side floating in wing on bloody Hugo Ralph Smith. So played well. Don't get me wrong, but doesn't get to play us every week. I might find it tough on Thursday, I'd imagine.
Would you be surprised if he drops a 30 this week?
I'd be surprised that he gets that much, if you know what I mean. Like, it could be worse.
Yeah. Do you have any thoughts on Campbell Gray?
I can't, like, decipher this one because it's like, if he plays, he'd probably make a fair amount of coin, I'd imagine, but he could so easily just play this week against the Giants and then we don't see him again until our next away or night game, which I don't think there's many of. Actually, they probably should actually get our fixture up, but because we got to play Bolter, right? He's on a 7-year deal. I know he's been a naughty boy, but whenever he's available, he'll play. So it's more who else's spot does he play instead of? And unfortunately, most of our defense is where our experience is. Unless Miller and Broady or something, they start resting those blokes as well, or give them a week off and let the kid play. The kid play. We'll see, but I guess the talk is can he stay in and play forward role for us?
I think it sounds like the Uzo's going to try and make that work. Whether it
that's
does or
also
not.
the case, I don't think I want to touch him either. That could be just cash gen stalled immediately. Which is annoying because he's got this 80 in his system. It's like, shit, we're probably going to go him, but then I could easily see him make 50K and then stop,
I mean, I'm getting him this week. I don't need his money. I mean, I might later on if I want to upgrade Philippou, but
I'm more keen to talk about he's there. Gray, but Keeler, I honestly didn't realize he was still that cheap because I know he played a couple, but he's played all different roles, And before I even looked, I wasn't even looking at SuperCoach. I was just watching that game, going, "Shit, he's actually this kid's playing really well, in defense."
Yeah, no, he looks really good.
I think he's easily I don't even know this till we started this podcast, George, that he was an option and that cheap. I think he's easily the one. I'd go him over Gray, no doubt, provided people can tell us that he's going to stay in the team. And I think what you said with Dougal being out is that his spot?
I think it is.
So maybe I'm stupid, but to me that he looks the one for sure.
I agree.
He's a bit more, 20K more or whatever than
he's
Gray.
138K.
Yeah.
If he was same price, I'd be going him. He does not work for my structure or
buys.
That one buys us as well. I mean, I'm not really expecting a score out of Gray anyway, but I want to play around with it actually, and see if I know I'm going to be
Spare the
very tight for
20K.
money. The way I'm
Yeah.
going to be quite tight for money. So if that 20K doesn't hurt me, I think he's probably the way to go. But here's the thing: like Gray has that forward mid TPP, and I actually
does.
need to cash in Stone and Husway just to get Bont. So it's costing extra trades.
You still have
Which I'm
Stone.
not.
Because I was going to say, we both have Nick Martin. That'll help with that as well. If you got him and Gray at either end.
Yep. So for me, Gray's sort of just if he can maybe fluke a score on field, maybe, and then him just be there instead of Stone, really.
Yep.
Because I need that 200 count Stone. That's like my most expensive bench player at the moment. So need to cash him in.
Yep.
So if you have the money for it and doesn't interrupt your upgrades and you need money later, I think it's Keeler and then probably Clark next week because he's got good job security. Probably can average 50 for us.
Yep. I'm pretty keen on Keeler, I think.
Mid-season drop, yeah.
Yeah, yep, that as well. Tomorrow night. So
some 102k loops, hopefully, or maybe someone that'll play. We'll see. Essendon might take 3 or 4 picks, so we'll see how that goes.
And one might play Thursday.
Yep.
It should be 99k, right?
Yeah, 99. Yeah.
Yeah.
That should be good. Now, a few post-buy targets for this is probably a discussion for next week, to be honest. But are you looking in the team, whatever it's called, Wish sort of bucket for any premiums at the moment? Stewart
Always,
or Wardwell for 420k, Rao for 470. I think you flowed Jack Steele. He's looking pretty good.
He's already too like he's 8k like or 10k cheaper than Nick Dacos, so I can't chop there. That's just stupid because I don't have Dacos. So for me, like this week, Dacos is most likely in.
He's 530. Very nice.
Got lucky to an extent that I didn't force him in or whatever. Like I was going to that. If you got the 170 VC that week, it's still probably been fine. But
yeah,
he's been a little bit underwhelming. I'm not quite shopping in the Stewart or Caldwell basket because that's a bit low. At that point, I think I'd just I don't know, not even worth wait till Zach Reed's back in 4 weeks and he'll probably score more than those blokes. I'm only joking, but yeah, at least like the Rao range. That I think Rao's he's such a hard one to read, and I know he's very topical, especially for people who've owned him in the past, or even people who traded him in this year earlier. Like then you just cop a 60 for no reason. But what did he score? 120 on the weekend. I think he had 13 tackles, so he didn't get a heap of the ball, but he still said back-to-back good weeks. I don't know. He's there. His break even is pretty low, so if you want him, you probably get him now for 480, or once he's into the 500s, you probably don't want to look at him anymore. So he's there, George. I'm probably looking at that sort of range. Sammy Walsh, I'll always have a bit of a soft spot for, but I don't know what's happening with their midfield anymore.
he did pop a tag 2 weeks ago, and he's got Essendon, West Coast, North next 3.
Correct. So that's part of it, but he's the clear fourth. They're still, Hewitt's had a better year, and Chera as well, obviously. So,
I mean, Hewitt's coming down 150 break even, 550. Would you go there post buy?
Possibly. He'd probably It's annoying. You miss the good fixtures while he drops.
Yeah,
while he drops further in price. So,
just on Tom Stewart and Caldwell. So Stewart, when he's been fit, he's actually scored fine. I see a few people in the Cord bringing him in, so I think it's an interesting one. I mean,
he's the only one I would consider. I just can't do another defender. I mean, he could be my flex, I guess, for the year, but
yeah, I mean, he's only 120k more than I paid for Phillipou, and you'd probably rather Stewart. For me with Stewart, it's very much, does he stay fit? Is he completely over that knee? If something happens at his price, where do you go?
Yeah, and we probably try to read into this too much every year, but
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
have you seen Geelong's run home as well? They're a
Good
lock
for
for top
home.
4, top
Yeah.
2, possibly even, and he could easily be a guy they just give a week or 2 off here and there before finals, especially
Yeah.
with the year he's had. But again, probably always read into that too much.
Simply put, I don't have enough, not hope, what's the word?
Faith.
Trust that the
Yeah.
body holds up for every game, which is what you need him for. So
Yep.
for me,
And
it's not for me. It's not
yeah.
for me, but there will be people that want to go there, which is fine.
Yep. Shoe's done plenty for me over the years. No longer, I don't think, unfortunately.
Yeah.
As cheap as he is.
Cordell put in a good game. It was against Richmond. Pretty interrupted preseason plus the hamstring. I think just maybe the conditioning is. I mean, he looked really good. Looked back to his best. Hasn't had the greatest year of conditioning again with the dual injury. So I'll probably sit that one out. But when he's good, he can do 105 quite comfortably. But I probably won't go there again. Durability is not great.
He's always good in fantasy or decent in
yeah.
fantasy, but can have some bad games in SuperCoach. Yeah, no thanks.
Same as Stuart, not for me, but if you want to go there, that's like
If
one
your
whole.
bench is so bad and you don't even have a single cash making rookie, maybe you have to go, and you think you have to go there, and you still have 4 rookies on field or something, maybe you go Stewart, but
yeah.
Yeah, they're pretty desperado players, I think.
Yeah. And then, post-buy targets, probably talk about them next week. Like, you got your Bont, your Butters, Carlton Mids, LDU, and I got Dale here. I think not much really point talking about them now, but I think Butters is probably the one we'll all go for, but round 14 after potential Bedford tag. Is he in your plans for that week?
He just has to be,
Yeah.
especially, I don't have that. I mean, I'll get Dacos, but Butters will just become another captain option with Cherry, and for that sort of price, got to get guys like that. Even if he goes really poorly against the tag, another 70, and his break even still massive, I think I'll still just get him in for what, 550 or whatever it'll be. Just get him in. Yeah.
Yeah. So he's definitely on the whiteboard for me that round. Maybe a week later, potentially, depending on the break.
Depends how bad it is. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's about it. We can do captains and trade plans now. Go through captains first. No Sherry for us this week. Gorn plays Rowan. It's not good, is it? What are we doing for captains?
We are Tom Green, BC. He owes me.
Richard? Nice.
Into Baz or Max. Depends what this Baz thing is, but I think it's all smoke and mirrors. Just Baz talking out of his ass post game, like he usually does.
Yeah.
Chris Scott said something like, "I don't even know about a shit." Nothing. I think he'll be fine, Baz. He just probably wanted to make it seem like he was, cooking the dogs off no break.
Yeah.
Can't trust that kid these days. He's just too good at the troll game.
Yeah.
Absolute menace. So,
He'd
probably
be
Baz C, but
every Monday.
But yeah, different week for captains, I guess. Maybe one of the Saints halfbacks against Melbourne's not bad. That's in Darwin though, actually, or TIO. So maybe that's not great. Look, if you had a Brizzy, if you had a Neil or whatever, that's an easy one on Thursday night. BC for sure. I mean, you could do Dunks, but Dunks doesn't seem to have. He's not going to get that 140, 150 that we needed, really. So
every 7 weeks, it seems. I've got Nick VC on the Friday night at the G against the Hawks, whose midfield isn't that great. And then my C will be Baz. And if some Geelong shenanigans happen with this shin of his or whatever, can maybe take the Nick VC because we'll have loopholes everywhere with the buys.
Yep.
So Nick into Baz for me.
Yep.
Yeah, if you have Gorn, you're probably doing maybe a Neil or a Nick into a Gorn or a Gorn into Baz. I'd probably do that. Gorn into Baz, yeah.
Yep. You want
And
to
don't
VC
mind,
Gorn, so yep.
don't mind Green against Richmond after seeing what Merritt and Martin did with both of them had a bit of inside clock there. So 160 each or 150 each.
Yep.
Trades for this week. What are you thinking?
Well, I have 15 Jords playing that I know of, and the 15th is Boxall. So I'm assuming he's sub.
Okay.
If he's not even in, I have 14. So I'm struggling for an 18.
Okay.
Do
you think you'll get to 18?
It just depends if Huswaite comes from the clouds or Bo Allen gets a bloody game or I don't know. That's about it, actually. I mean, if Archer Reid plays, I got to hold him and play him, but like...
He'll play. Excuse me, he'll play.
Yeah, so I'll probably get 18. I'll get 18 just. It'll be like Boxall as the 18th as a sub and Archer Reid as the 17th, you know. It's pretty shit. So I've got choices. Like, do I trade Sheasel to get that extra primo? Because I'll only have, out of those 18, it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 premiums if you count, count marriage. And that's pretty bad. That's pretty bad. A lot of people have, 15, 16, something like that.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking I'm trading Sheasel, and it's 20K to go to Nick Dacos. So that's what I'm doing. It's probably not the smartest play in the world, but
in your case, it's avoiding a donut.
There is merit to it. And then it's Zach Reid up to that's just my choice. Who do I go? Do I go a midfielder? Do I go a forward? Probably got to be a midfielder, but at the same time, I want spots for like Butters, and I've just got to concede that Bond's not going to be in my team, so maybe I just do get a midfielder. And yeah, it's who? It's Heaney. Is it? It's got to be a cheaper guy. I don't think I can afford too expensive. So do I just go to a Row for 50K? Yeah, it's going to be one of those weeks, George.
Can you use extra trade to cash in Huswaite to get to something better than Row?
Yeah, the third trade's got to be. I mean, at this point, I think I want to grab Keeler, but
yeah,
I only got 10K in the bank, so him to Keeler's like I'll have 50K. Haven't even tried. Maybe I can get Reid to Row, and that's my 3 trades. But we'll see. Otherwise, I was just going to trade Arch, get his 100K, and upgrade Reid with that. But then that's a playing player to another. That's not getting me an extra playing player. So it's tough, George. At the end of the day, I'll see what happens with teams. See if any other rookies get a game. Just like a Bo Allen or something. Give me 30 points. I'll pretend like it's good, but it's not really.
Yeah.
And go from there. But yeah, main things like I'll side swap technically Shees to Nick Dacos, and then I'll upgrade Zach Reid.
Yep.
Just not sure to who, and then not sure which rookie I'm downgrading. But Keeler's the one I want to get in as the rookie as well.
Yep, nice.
So I know about 70% of my trades or whatever that is.
Look, all I'll say on Matt Row is we were 1 week off entering the 300s last year with him.
Was it actually?
Yeah. It was a 12-week average of 80 in my team, and he cooked in the 6 weeks before, and he cooked in the 6 weeks after. So I don't know what you're going to get from him. Anyway, my trades this week. Now, this could be bad. Okay, so
if you've had to say that, then I'm keen to hear what's next.
I feel like we've been here every second week, but I'm getting not having Sinclair.
You can't even say it.
Not getting to Sinclair is getting to me big time, and somebody has to go. So I've gone Gray to Reid, and Gray's just gonna. He's just gonna sit there, and Stone's gonna go. He's gonna be in Stone's slot. So whatever happens, there happens. if he can fluke a score next round for me when I'm very thin, then I'll be happy. Now, I don't know. Anyway, we've spoken about Gray. So that opens up 300K.
Yeah.
I've gone marriage up to merit,
Okay.
which is, I think
That's
that's
half
fine.
your money. Yeah.
It's still a slight worry if I'm throwing away a keeper. And
Not even half your money. Yep. So who's going to Sinclair?
well, it was
Phillipou,
going
isn't
to
it?
be. I was thinking maybe Sheasel. I'm so cooked for next round. I've got 23 playing this round.
Oh, you're fucking. Are you kidding me? Fuck
I've
you.
traded
That's
everyone.
because you traded every bastard on this buy. I held
If-
them all being punished.
If I trade Sheasel, then I've got only 2 on the buy playing. But the problem is, as I've said throughout the year, I'm pretty much Fremantle FC, and I've just traded in a bunch of Saints.
And then you want to get Sinclair.
Rowan and Phillipou. So next week I'm in trouble. I think I'm 18 pre-buy. So I'm sacrificed. I've gone McRae out for Sinclair. I think it's a waste because McRae's going to come back. But
I was counting my premiums for next week, and I didn't register McRae.
Yeah, somebody has to go for Sinclair. Oh my god!
Let him go, George. Let him go.
Let Sinclair go.
Let him go.
I can't watch this anymore.
Why are you saying this now? After he was 520K, and now you're saying, "Oh my god, now I must get." Same with Rowan last week. Oh my god, now I must get, and he fucking like.
I can't. Here's the thing. So Roberts is going to end up in my flex, and I'm going to have 7 defenders, and Phillipou's going to be F6.
So can you not get Bont then, please, with and not waste 100K doing that? I know you've already got it in your little notepad. Can you save 100K there?
Well, when I did my trades in my video, I don't know if you watched it at the end. Then for
I saw the notepad. Yeah.
So it worked out that I'd finished the team on 7 trades with Phillipou as the extra.
Okay.
Actually, I think I had Brock as the extra or something. But I've worked it out now that I can trade Brock instead of Phillipou. So Phillipou's my extra. 7 trades left. And I think if I can get an extra 2, if I use an extra 2, I'll get Sinclair and money in the bank. But no McRae. I'm using 2 trades to get a bit of money and Sinclair. Upgrade McRae to Sinclair with 2 trades. That's not worth it, is it? Hang on. I'm just saying he's 90% of teams. Him and Gorn are killing me every week.
Is Sinclair killing? Is he?
Yes. Have you seen his last 3? He's got Melbourne.
Yeah, I mean, I got him in for Freo stupidly. Yeah, he's been such a good
sleep on this one. I know I'm going to pull the trigger because I can't watch not only Sinclair anymore.
It's in Darwin though.
This is a bad trade, but that's it. I've had enough. Any closing words?
Let's see for teams. All right, let's talk on Thursday or Friday. Let's see where we're at. Honestly, selection for me is going to be big. I mean, you go McRae to single. I mean, I guess you're extra. You've already got enough people this week to not have to do that.
Yeah, I know.
It's just more a Sinclair thing.
Yeah. I want Sinclair while his break-even's
Trade Sheasel to Sinclair. It's better than McRae, no?
But I told you what my team looks like next week. I've got no Sinclair, no Clark, no Brayshaw, no Sarong, no Phillipou, no Rowan, and then add Sinclair. I won't be able to fill the team next week. I thought about doing Sheasel to Sinclair, but I need him for the buy next week.
Is anyone on the buy next week tradable, or they're all holds, aren't they?
Rowan. So Rowan's got 2 horrific fixtures, then he's got a bunch of good ones, then he's got Gornshaw back to back. That's going to be hopefully 2
Rowan to TDK.
Just watching TDK, he looks like he needs a week off.
Yeah, we already had one. Now he's getting another one, so yeah, he better pull his finger out. Anyway, that's enough chat. Let's see the teams on.
Got to commit to Rowan, yeah.
I'll join you for a Teams video, George, on Friday. See what happens. 5 o'clock.
Yep.
Who's in, who's out, and I don't know. Tough
Two
year
thrilling
this year.
games.
Tough year.
Yeah, very tough. Those that are doing well done. It's been difficult to navigate. You need to hit every value pick, every decent rook, just about.
Oh, it's the bench,
you know,
man. The bench is
Yeah,
is
like
wasteland.
if you brought in 7 rooks and 3 of them you were good, I think you take that. That's how it goes
Yeah.
this year.
Yeah.
All right,
All right.
wrap it up. See you guys Friday.
See ya.